Just back from a New England vacation, and it reminds me of those times that I used to go down to the docks in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and buy swordfish from the linemen. And I have always been a big fan of swordfish when it's abundant, and it's really come back. It used to be in the endangered fish, but it's really come back from some great things that they did back in Massachusetts and back in the day. So I picked up some beautiful swordfish at the fresh market. If you're not a fan of swordfish, the arugula pesto that we're going to brush and sear the fish with, it's going to work with snapper, grouper, wild salmon, so many other choices. So I think you're going to really like this recipe. I know I do. And we're going to serve this along with a fresh watermelon mint salad, little feta in there that's going to balance everything off, because I think it works really lightly with the grilled swordfish. So stay with me as I bring you a little taste of New England, but Florida style. I'll be grilling up in just a few minutes. I've already got the swordfish started. What I did was I brushed it with the arugula pesto. I'm going to show you how to make the pesto next. I have a really fun story to tell you. This is true. When my son was very young and in preschool, I used to send him, because I had restaurants, I used to send him to school with like lobster rolls and pesto grilled swordfish sandwiches, and I found out mid-year that he was actually trading those with his teachers so he could have a slice of pizza or peanut butter and jelly. Not something I normally had in my house, but I thought that was just such a fun story. So whenever I make this, I think of him and trading out that he was too young at 3.5 to really want an arugula pesto sandwich. But that's how we brought him up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some organic arugula. I love when Warden Farms comes back to the farmer's market because they have that peppery arugula, and so does Jessica's stand. So you want that bite in it. We're going to take slivered almonds. You can toast them slightly if you want, and a good quality olive oil, lemon juice, not too much garlic. Now this arugula pesto is a little different than the basil pesto. I'm only going to put in 1 clove of garlic, 2 at the most if you're making a big batch, but I am going to use a little bit of red chili flakes, and that's going to give it another bite, which is nice. And of course some Pecorino Romano cheese. That's going to all be blended together in my little mini food processor. This, folks, is a great gift. I gave it to my sister-in-law one year when I was out visiting her as a thank you, and she makes pesto probably twice a week because of that. So you're going to blend that up and it becomes this beautiful bright green, but what's perfect in it is that the oil becomes this almost moistening element for the fish. So you get this nice piece of crust on it, and then you also get the flavor. So you can see, I want you to see in the bottom of the pan, see all this oil? This is actually coming from the pesto that we've just cooked with. So we're going to go ahead and add wild salmon, because like I said, not everybody likes swordfish. So we're going to use that with some of that same arugula pesto. Now we're going to start on the watermelon salad. It's really important that you buy feta cheese in blocks and not pre-crumbled, because it's going to taste better, number one, and it's not going to be too crumbly, so you want to have to be able to taste it. This watermelon salad is going to be yummy, not only with grilled fish, but it's going to be great if you're making lamb burgers. So come back, we'll finish this, put the whole dish together, and I think that Ray and Scalzi are going to have a good lunch today. Okay, the fish is done. It's grilled. We did both swordfish and wild salmon with that arugula pesto that was based on it. A little more salt and pepper. We want to balance it out. We don't want to go too heavy in the salt because you have the salt from the feta cheese going into the watermelon salad. So you're going to take some fresh mint, and this time of year I have to buy it. It just doesn't grow in my house, even in my earth boxes. But I just hand-pick that. What's going to happen if you don't, if you use the knife, it's kind of like iceberg lettuce where it starts to brown a little bit too quickly. So just use your hands, pick it apart. Meyer lemons are in, so if you have a friend that has a Meyer lemon tree, now is the time to trade them out. A little basket of Meyer lemons, and you'll make them a nice fresh watermelon salad. So to give it some bite, we have the feta, we have the watermelon, we have the mint, but now we're going to add some red onion, and that is going to give it a little bit of the tanginess that you need. When you cut the red onion in half, if it smells too strong, then what I want you to do is put it in a baggie, seal it up, and you can use that for something else, sauteed onions on a burger or something like that. You want to really go with a sweeter version of the red onion. You can usually tell because if they're fat and stubby, that usually means that they're going to be on the sweeter version. Then I just take a little citrus vinaigrette, just a splash, and a little salt and pepper. Now this will last in the refrigerator about 24 hours, but what happens is, of course, the feta cheese, that salt is going to extract extra liquid from the watermelon. So what you want to do is you want to drain the base of it. But now I want to show you, so we have the swordfish that we finished up. Beautiful brown crust on it, right, from this arugula pesto. And then I put some fresh arugula right on the bottom of it, a little more pesto right on the plate, and then we're going to serve it along with the watermelon salad. So it's really easy and light and perfect to do. And like I said, as I shared in my opening story, this makes a really nice sandwich. So if you want to put it on a good slice of bread or a roll, you'll have that grilled swordfish, and the pesto just adds so much, so it's going to be really good on like a ciabatta roll. So we'll add a little bit more of this salad and some pieces of feta, and there we have it. I'm going to do some zest of lemon on top, and I am ready to serve the guys lunch. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Oh, that is wonderful.
It's just perfect on a real humid day, right? You get
Oh,
that
yeah.
flavor from the arugula.
And kudos on not drying out the swordfish.
Thank you.
That's
well, let me
not
tell
so
you,
easy sometimes.
a New England chef that serves dried fish is tortured for life, so you have to
Is there
really...
a secret to it?
The key is that you have to have some form of a cholesterol to seal in the juices, whether it's rubbing something like a swordfish steak, and it has to be the steak type, with a thin layer of Hellmann's mayonnaise, or in this case, the cholesterol came from the oil from the arugula pesto. So let that soak in for about 15 minutes, and don't let your pan be or your grill be too high.
So delicious, and that pesto you could use on a variety of different things too. That'd be
Grilled
good.
vegetables.
Straight on pasta, I guess.
Oh,
huh?
baby, you got it. Unfortunately, I'm doing the low-carb thing yet again.
No.
Noodles.
On our website.
Zucchini noodles.
MySuncoast.com. Check it out. Yeah, zucchini noodles would be the way to go.